Well, hello there. This is Shane from Shane's Reviews, and I hope you are having a great day today. Today we're going to get into the easy for me to say, the Kaiju Preservation Society, which was wrote by John Scalzi and narrated by Will Wheaton. So I have to say this. First and foremost, production quality, on point, excellent, really good. Second thing, I'm not sure if I like Will Wheaton or if I would like him if I met him, but he is an excellent narrator. He's nailed this one, and he brought a lot of life to it, and so, kudos and congratulations, Will Wheaton, for an excellent performance on reading this book. As far as the literature, I kind of felt, not that it wasn't necessarily that this was John Scalzi that I'm used to reading, but it felt a little different. And if you read the author's note, you'll find out why it felt a little different. I'm glad that the gentleman has had a full recovery from whatever it was that was getting to him. That's a good thing, because apparently there was a book he was supposed to be releasing, and he just couldn't because of the way that the world is, his headspace, and then also being ill on top of it. So it's one of those things where I'm glad that he made the decisions that he did. I'm glad that he survived whatever it was that had him sick physically, and also, that he was able to emotionally and mentally get himself back up and going. That's no small feat. Anyway, long of it all is this. Highly enjoyable book. Is it worth your time, efforts, and energies? If you like witty sci-fi that's funny and does actually have a interesting story to be told around it, this book would be something you might want to check out. It does have to deal with some portions of multi-dimensional existences. However, it isn't the primary portion of the story. It's just a device in the story. I found it more interesting, not necessarily the sci-fi portions that were put into it for that kind of a thing, but moreover the descriptions of the animals that they were taking care of, and the symbiotic relationships in between this and this and this, and the way that particular parasites would actually make these caverns inside of these animals so that they were able to get the heat out, etc. I mean, it was, some of the things that were in there was like really insightful and really spot on. The dialogue was excellent throughout the book, as usual is with John Scalzi. I really enjoyed the main character and his ex-college mate, and then also the dynamic between him and his boss. It made for a very interesting read. So what about the story caught my attention? Besides, it was one of those things that Audible had listed and was like, hey, you might like this. Well, first off, Godzilla. I like Godzilla. Godzilla's a pretty cool thing. It's the overarching thing of Godzilla that I enjoy, not necessarily any specific one. It's just the idea of it, right? And that's one of the things that's really special to me about that. And then as soon as I saw the title and I saw that Kaiju was in there, I was like, ooh, okay, this might be fairly interesting to check out. And I'm glad that I did, because I was right. I judged a book by its cover, and this time it paid off. Doesn't happen like that all the time. Not at all. The story is unique and quirky. The subject matter, some of it's actually kind of serious if you think about how we should and could, but we're not. There's a lot of fantasy in it, as well as like where they're at, where they're located at, the introductions of scenes. I think that he did a much better job in this book, and it's just somebody maturing as an author, really, whenever it comes to the descriptions of the areas of which they're walking into. So whenever they get to their new base, some of the things that they see, like the frogs, and just the personal touches of the handoff from one guard to another. And this really isn't a military type of a book, but that's the best way to describe it without giving everything away. The way that everything comes together in this, it leads it where it could be open for another story. I don't know if there will be or not. I don't know if there's any discussions about it or not. But I can tell you this. The characters were absolutely relatable. They were funny, quirky, serious. They didn't have a problem with staying true to themselves in the story, which is also another good hallmark of a good writer. And I don't really think that this got enough hype. I think that a lot of people would really enjoy this if they just gave it that chance. It's going to bring some nostalgia back to you, right? You should get this book and check it out if you like large animals and a little bit of sci-fi with some fantasy in it. I would like to see another one though. I really would, if I'm honest about it. So the question of the week. This book happens to be centered in the pandemic that we are going through right now. Our main character is getting crap canned from his job, but he gets this gold opportunity from an old classmate, and the classmate's like, look, I can't really tell you what we do. I can tell you that we take care of large animals, and if you don't have a problem with lifting things, then I've got a job for you. Doesn't give him the caveats of anything besides we travel and we're gone for about 6 months at a time. Would you take that chance? Knowing absolutely nothing, knowing that you just had pretty well lost your career path, it's in a pandemic, we're not going to have any job opportunities where we can go out and find something new and interesting or new and the same to do. Would you take that leap? Would you go for it, not knowing a thing? Follow-up question to that is the first time that you're standing in front of something that is the size of a skyscraper and it is looking down at you, would you want to stay? So, I'm not sure which one of these that's coming in you would choose, but if you happen to choose that one, then I will see you in the next video. If you're still here, thank you, you're a hero. And if you are still here, then maybe we did something right. So if you would, please do us that big favor and hit that subscribe button.